Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. Let's talk about the Democrats and what they've done to the government at the moment. We have the government shutdown going on because the Democrats refuse to vote yes on a continuing resolution. Now let's go over what a continuing resolution is. A continuing resolution is not additional spending. It's not more spending. It is not less spending. It is the same level of spending that has been going on. It is the continuation of the spending it is the continuation of spending from the Biden administration. It's not even a reduction from the Trump administration. So this is not even a loss of money for the budget. The Democrats have decided that instead of continuing to spend at the same level, they will use this moment in history as an opportunity to try and push the agenda, the spending that they want, instead of continuing to have a functioning government. Now, the people that they have laid off they have furloughed are because the government doesn't lay people off. What they do is they say, we're not going to let these people work for now. Instead, what we'll do is we'll send them home without pay. But don't worry, we're going to give you full back pay later for going home and doing nothing. So you're not even saving money on that front. So the reason the Democrats have decided to shut the government down, and it's not really a government shutdown. I think that we're losing 23% of the workforce of government employees. They've sent them home. They will get paid again. Trump is threatening to lay them off. Trump is threatening to start cutting jobs. I'm okay with this. So now additionally this time they've also laid off 35,000 IRS employees. But as I recall, there was an 80,000, around about that number, of additional IRS employees that were hired by the Biden administration. IRS employees who were sought out that were willing to carry firearms. At any rate, 35,000 additional IRS employees have been laid off. So we're not getting some information from the government that we normally get. We're not getting some services from the government that we normally get. Now, the Democrats are trying to spin this as the fault of the Republicans. I'm sure there's culpability on both fronts, but let's be perfectly honest here. The Republicans all voted, most of them. I think there was one that didn't, Mr. Paul. All voted to continue spending at the level they had been spending. The Democrats voted no. So there's something called a clean continuing resolution. That means that it is just a continuing resolution with no adjustments, no riders, nothing attached to it that changes or is involved in any other aspect of government. The Democrats put forth the same continuing resolution with the addition of the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. They want that to be a permanent fixture within the federal budget. Now, the Republicans are intent on letting this expire. They are saying that they will negotiate with the Democrats when they approve the continuing resolution of spending for the government. And this is just through November. The ACA does not actually expire until the end of the year, December 31st. So they kind of jumped the gun, number one. And maybe it's just a political time and they're trying to use this specific time to get what they want. Maybe this is the best time for them to do that. I don't know. I don't care. I just want honesty. And the truth is, the Democrats shut down the government because they lost an election and they don't have the votes to continue a program that they want to continue. And it's not going to end the program. At the end of the year, what expires is the tax breaks. So a lot of people's bottom line for their insurance can go up. I think the average is between 70 and 111% for lower income wage earners and middle class wage earners. In other words, there's going to be a lot of people. They're estimating about 3 million people are going to drop their insurance because they can't afford it. You know who else can't afford it? The American people. So the savings over 10 years will be $80 million. Now, the Democrats are going to say that this is just a drop in a bucket. It seems like that's a continuing theme for the Democrats. It's just a drop in the bucket. Well, guess what? The bucket's freaking full to overflowing, and we can't afford any more drops in the bucket. As a matter of fact, we need to cut off all the drops. We need to stop spending money. So I support letting the Obamacare drop away. Not only do I support that we need to let that program, this tax break go away, we also need to let Obamacare go away. We need to stop that program. Additionally, we need to get government out of health care. The reason healthcare is so expensive is because insurance is tied so closely with the government. Everything insurance companies do, they have the stamp of approval with the government. You want cheaper healthcare, get government out of healthcare. It's that freaking simple. If I have the ability to go to the doctor and give him $40 and say, hey, check me out, am I okay? And the doctor says, I'll take that $40 for 15 minutes and I will say that, yeah, you're fine, and I did that in 5 minutes, and now I'm going to go to my next patient, and that's $40 in 5 minutes. No. So what we do is we have this whole infrastructure of insurance companies that we have to put paperwork into that the government endorses, and the government make laws to make this okay, and this is the only way you can get insurance. And now we have to go through the government to get medical insurance, Obamacare. And you think that's going to be cheaper? I don't think so. Anything the government touches is always more expensive. More coffee. The Democrats have shut down the government. Point blank. They're the ones that voted no, not the Republicans. The Republicans said, let's just keep spending what we're spending. And the Democrats said, no, before we do that, you have to agree to our terms. Kind of sounds like a hostage situation to me. So the Democrats are holding the government employees hostage who aren't working. The Democrats are saying, we don't care if the military gets paid, we want this program approved. The Democrats are saying basically that this program that has absolutely nothing to do with this budget, we want our way with this program, or we're not going to let this budget pass. That's the Democrats. That's not the Republicans. The Republicans have offered a clean, continuing resolution. The Democrats have offered a dirty, continuing resolution. I like those two descriptive terms. Epstein didn't kill himself. So, I don't think he did. I think that Epstein was murdered to keep him quiet. That's my opinion. Oh, quiet about what? Well, quiet about all the people who were using his services. That's what I think. Can I prove it? Nope. Is there someone that can? Yep. The Justice Department can release all of the files. Who can do this? Well, the president has the authority. The president is not going to do this because there's just a lot of people A lot of very powerful people involved, is my guess. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about the idea that that's still out there. All you have to do to prove it is release the files. Nobody wants the videos. I don't care about the videos. Release the files. Let us know who was involved. That's what you sold us on when you arrested the man. So either someone was lying back then or someone's lying now. And don't get me wrong, I think there's just as many Democrats as there are Republicans involved in this. They're just using this as a political maneuver to try and make the Republicans look bad. I bet if the Republicans brought this to the floor and they had enough votes to pass it to release all these files, I bet the Democrats would all of a sudden have enough people to block the vote. I woke up in a pretty foul mood this morning. I'm working on it. I am venting. Charlie Kirk was a political assassination. Changed my mind. The ability for the left to fool themselves into thinking they're doing the right thing is amazing. They are not doing the right thing. Let's flip the coin. The ability for the right to try and convince people that they are doing the right thing is miserable. They don't have that ability because in the past, the right always ran on smaller government, smaller budgets, less taxes. They're not doing that anymore, so they've lost all of their credibility. The left is better at lying to the people of America than the right. I don't think that is a good thing to have in your checkbox column. Democrats, better liars. Republicans, worse liars. How about this? Democrats, Republicans, both lying to the American people. Check. It's Friday, and I'm very angry this morning. I don't know why I woke up like this, but I did. I'm drinking coffee. It's okay, coffee. I have 4 bags of Eubor Rwanda coming. They should be here today, and I'm gonna do away with this crappy coffee. So I was at Kroger earlier in the week, and I was getting low on coffee, and I had some coffee I didn't like, and it was running out. So I said, let me buy some. And I walked over, and lo and behold, Starbucks was on sale. I said, let me buy some Starbucks. So I got some Starbucks beans. I don't ever buy ground coffee anymore because my wife has enlightened me into the wonderful, wonderful taste of fresh coffee beans. Anyway, I bought them. They're not fresh. So this is the first time in a long time that I bought coffee beans that aren't fresh. And now I understand why they were on sale. They're horrible. The amount of static electricity in the beans is just incredible. I'm not sure if it's the rope. No, they're not fresh. They're not fresh beans, and they're dried out, and I can hear. So when you have a really good fresh roasted bean, I can hear my grinder struggling because there's some moisture left in the beans. Man, the grinder's not struggling on these beans, and when it's done, it's full of static electricity, and it's just dried out, crappy beans. Thanks, Starbucks. Thanks, Kroger. At any rate, the beans are horrible, and I can't wait. I'm going to dump them out. Don't tell my wife. Oh, crap, she listens to this podcast. Hey, just ignore that part, okay, Em? Thanks. Horrible. It's not bad coffee. It's dried out old beans. I'm dried out and old enough for anybody else in this house. We don't need dried out old beans. Well, that's my opinion about the politics at the moment. Let's see, we got Epstein didn't kill himself. The Epstein files are being held because people want to protect powerful people. Charlie Kirk was a political killing, and the people that are trying to make Charlie Kirk look like a bad guy are evil, ignorant, willing to lie to themselves and everybody else people. The Democrats are responsible for the shutdown of the government. I'm not happy about the shutdown of the government, mostly because all those people are still going to get paid even though they've been laid off. I didn't sleep good. Can I blame that on the government and politics somehow? Nah, I just didn't sleep good. That's why I woke up in a foul mood. I'll work on it. I have to train a fellow this morning, and I don't want him to have to put up with my bad attitude. I'll have another cup of coffee here momentarily and get myself into a better mood. Wow. Nobody should listen to this podcast. I mean, I have to edit it, and I don't even want to listen to it. Grumpy old man. What is your opinion? Who do you think is responsible for the government shutdown? Because this really amazes me that all of the polls, and who knows, because they're not actually releasing. The only poll I could find, they just said that the summation of the poll was the general opinion of the public is that this is all the Republicans' fault and not the Democrat. No, give me the numbers. I want to see the questions. I want to see the numbers. Anything else is just spin, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there was a time when the news reported the facts. They would tell you things that you knew for a fact were true. And now, when I open up my news app and I look at it, I have to look at everything and I have to contemplate. Is this real? Is this actually factual? Or am I reading an opinion piece? Because the news articles oftentimes sound like opinion pieces now. And if I want an opinion, I'll form one, like I'm doing right now. It's Friday, damn it. I need to be in a good mood. I'm drinking a lot of coffee really fast this morning. If I get enough caffeine in my system, I'll be good. The good news is I won't be operating a commercial vehicle on the roads today because I'm training someone who will be doing that. I'll just have to, and he's a very good driver. He has been driving a box truck, and I don't know why I'm telling you this, so I'm going to quit right now. This is going to be a very, very low viewed episode. Life's hard. I'm already getting in a better mood. I realize how silly I sound. And I hope that you realize that as you go through the day, being in a bad mood affects yourself more than those around you. I'm not saying it doesn't affect those around you. It definitely does. If I were to get up in the truck in this mood that I'm having right now, the guy I'm training would not be a happy camper. He'd be like, what is your problem, man? How about, but it would make me worse. It would affect me worse. It would make my blood pressure go up. It would make it would give me a worse day than him, because eventually he'd just tell me to shut up and sit over there and do my job, which is appropriate. But I won't be in a bad mood when I get up. What do they say? Even if I am in a bad mood, I'll fake it until I make it. I didn't used to believe in fake it until you make it, but yeah, there it is. All right, so that's a summary for you for the weekend. We got the news out of the way. We got the government shutdown. Oh yeah, by the way, it looks like President Trump has indeed brokered a peace deal between Israel and Hamas. I wonder if that'll hold. Two factions that just want to fight all the time. Let's wait and find out. We don't have a choice. If this holds, I tell you what, if President Trump brokers a deal now between Ukraine and Russia, holy crap, man. The Democrats are really in a bad spot if that happens, because he really is bringing quite a bit of peace to the world if he does that. That would be pretty incredible. People stopping dying. Look, I'm not a fan of President Trump. This is obviously, I've stated this in the past, but that would be awesome. I mean, if this peace deal holds between Hamas and Israel, this is going to be awesome. I like the idea that people stop being killed and that war stops. That's awesome. I don't know how the Democrats will spin it. I'm sure I mean, I already saw a headline somewhere that said something about how the upside down diplomacy of Donald Trump stopped the war in the Middle East. Okay. All right. If it was upside down and it stopped the war, yay. Thinking about leaving in the coffee drinks again. Maybe just put a little bit of music over it. Maybe a harp strum or something. I really am enjoying this coffee. It is not good coffee. I am not impressed with it. Number one, it's French roast, which is not one of my favorite roasts from Starbucks, but it has I thought it had the advantage of being on sale. I didn't realize that the beans were going to be dried out. They're dried out. I have never seen a Starbucks bag of coffee beans cause this much static. And you can tell when it's dried out beans because the static, they have anti-static coffee grinders now, which have some kind of what do you call that? Some kind of electrical thing in it that just reverses the polarity or something. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Do I look like a coffee scientist? Come on. Anyway, they have those, but I don't have one of those. I have an old style, I think it's a Breville. Anyway, when it's staticky coffee, we're rambling this morning. Buckle up. The coffee sticks to the sides of the container that I grind it into, and I have to kind of tap it into the basket that I'm about to brew through. I should start doing some pour over. Enjoy the rambling. And it's a pain in the butt. So initially I thought, the first time I saw it, oh, I need to clean my container again, my grind catch. So I took it to the sink and I cleaned it. And the next day when I went back and did it again, it was worse. And I'm like, okay, so I ran my fingers down. I pulled my finger out, and now I've got coffee all over my finger from the static clean. I'm like, what the man? So you got me, Starbucks. You won't get me again. You know who's going to get me? Eubora. Eubora or Wanda's going to get me. That's who's going to get me, because that's the only coffee I'm going to buy from now on. It's probably not true. I keep trying different coffees. This is a stream of consciousness this morning, brought to you by crappy coffee from Starbucks. I don't have a lot left in there. I guess I should wrap this up and go edit it. Try not to fall asleep before I have to go to work. I think I got 5 hours sleep. That's not horrible. What's your opinion on the politics of the day? I'm really curious. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Stick a thumb in your ear. I don't care. I really don't. I'm just having a good time doing this. And this morning I got to vent, and I'm already starting to feel better, and I'm sorry you had to put up with this. I'm not really sorry, because there's only 2 of you listening, and you didn't have to listen to it in person. You may have already shut it off. I don't know if you shut it off yet or not. I don't care. I'm in a foul mood, and I got to work on this. This is my foul mood, by the way. I laugh at myself a lot. I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday. I hope you find peace, love, and dream. Until next time, I'll see you later. Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. The Democrats have shut down the government. I hope you have a good Friday and a happy weekend.